Look, even if we don't work as best pals, I respect you.
You two. Let's just agree to stay a half hour away from each other.
With a pile of garbage between us.
Over the last year, I've started to talk about the adult Fox cartoons more and more. I think if you know me personally, this makes sense, but a lot of people might have been a little confused where all of this came from. When I was in middle school, I was obsessed with the animation domination block. I'd watch that shit every Sunday, and I watched the whole damn thing too, I'm serious. And as somebody who's watched it as long as I have, you know that some of these shows just came and went so fast, man. Faster than somebody died in that one movie. Of course, I'm talking about Q-Tip and Poetic Justice. They shot the shit out Q-Tip too. So many shows came and went over the years. We lost an American Dad, but we gained the Bob's Burgers. We lost the King of the Hill, and we gained a we gained a Cleveland show.
Hey, we were built on top of the Cleveland show set.
But then you have the others, the ones that really came and went, the ones that lasted 1 or 2 seasons with no real chance to grow, the ones only vaguely in your memory. When is the last time you've seen any of these shits? I know it's been a while for me, but I've seen all of these when they aired. And doing something like this is a pretty cool change of pace, honestly, from the fodder that we're used to on this channel.
Oh my God, leave me alone. I don't even like this nigga no more, bruh.
Let's take a cancelable trip down memory lane. These are the short-lived Fox cartoons, running for 2 seasons or less, and only running on the animation domination block. Sorry, critic. Sorry, PJs. And let's rank these bitches, cause that's what y'all like, right? Shit like that tickles y'all fancy. Y'all got the rules too, right? Because I don't want to hear shit about me forgetting Duncanville, nigga. They gave them niggas 3 seasons of that shit.
Hey!
What, nigga?
Are you only doing it this way because the ranking thing is trendy?
Yes.
Oh! Well, good luck.
This ain't televised, they telling lies, but promise I won't. We've been patronized, they taking lives, I'm on my way home. Relax my mind about half the time I'm watching cartoons for knocks, how I'm locked in my room. Of course they resemble my skin when I watch too. Hypnotizing, tannic, how I follow through the vibes. Okay, dreaming mama's proud as if she looks through Penny's eyes. I'm a man of the house like Oscar. You deceive, I believe need Oscar. James Earl when I speak, I'm a Fossa. Gotta swerve in the streets, never block us. I go, feel more, just try make you feel more. Through the halls I felt storms. Looking at me cause I don't like what you like, you feel torn. Should've smacked you like slick back, you ain't seen pimpin' before. For the stars I shoot pimpin', no boy, you best set the score.
Do you get to choose all the music?
Actually, I do.
Awesome. That's so great.
Wonderful. Yes, he mindlessly pushes play for a living.
Well, it's a little more than that.
Do you play any Kid Cudi?
Man, I don't know what the fuck this shit is. Coming in at the bottom of the damn ranking, we have 2011's Alan Gregory. What a damn tangle web we weave. Hey, I got next, bro. Fuck it. Alan Gregory is a show about the titular Alan Gregory, a 7-year-old rich-ass, pretentious-ass kid raised by 2 dads and an adopted sister that he rarely interacts with that goes to public school in a new town because of, I guess, the recession? That's what the Wikipedia says, so you know it's reliable. The show was created by these 3 guys, but here's a name that you should know. That's McLovin's homeboy, the one I used to draw dicks in class.
Dicks? Like a man dick?
Man, y'all know me. I'm nice. Like, really nice. Like, really, really nice. But I cannot fuck with this Alan Gregory shit, man. There's pushing the envelope, right? Then there's setting the envelope on fire. But Alan Gregory ain't even make it to the damn post office, my nigga. I do think it's animated pretty well, though. I think the aesthetic that it's going for is really nice looking. This isn't a lazy cartoon. I actually hate when people say shit like that. And if you knew just how hard the animation was, I don't think you would say it either. The characters have nice silhouettes. The colors really help it stand out. This intro is cool looking as fuck. Like, it's a nice looking cartoon. Like, looking at this is definitely the best part of watching it. And Jonah Hill is great in it, but he's fucking Jonah Hill, you know? He's always funny. That's the nigga that fucks his cousin.
I'm not gonna let
someone else fuck my cousin. You know, if anyone's gonna fuck my cousin, it's gonna be me out of respect, you know?
Alan Gregory is an asshole. He is a piece of shit. I do not like this nigga.
Shut up, Patrick!
Fuck this nigga. And this nigga wants to be down so bad. You think this was like some boss baby shit, but no, he is washed. Most episodes of him very desperately trying to be the popular kid's friend. Like, to an obsessive degree, he kind of goes nuts with this shit. There's one where the cool kid, Zadak, is out sick, so AG tries to hold the fort down for him. The kids actually start to like him more than a homie, but he's so hell-bent on making sure that he's in Zadak's good graces that he actively goes out of his way to make sure that they don't forget about him.
I like it better without him. Is that so crazy?
It's not crazy, Guillermo. I feel the same way.
And I guess you're going through with the whole breakup?
Yeah.
Ah, Branique. Little sweet black Branique.
Alright, my nigga, watch it. Am I supposed to root for this nigga? Am I supposed to root for anybody here? Because if you can believe it, his bald daddy is worse. Nigga like a fucking high fashion Mr. Clean. Oh, cuddly ass Bill Burr. There you have it. Those are the two bald white guys that I know. I think they're going for a subplot where Alan's new daddy is secretly a straight man who's just been manipulated into a gay relationship. Fuck is the deal with that?
5 years ago, I was a straight man. I had a wife, 2 kids. I was happier than I had ever been. And then one day, I had a meeting with a potential client. He was an older gay man, and we had a connection, a strictly platonic one, given my lifelong heterosexuality. He wouldn't take no for an answer. He persisted. He followed me everywhere, gave me flowers, gifts. He believed deep within his heart that we were destined to be together.
And you started to believe it too?
This poor straight man, holy shit. This is such a tragic figure in animation. Only one of these shows with 2 gay parents, and they got this nigga in the sickest, most manipulative relationship in any of these shows.
Well, I think it would just need to be regular sex. Like, one person should be running away saying, no, I don't feel like it. And the other person should completely ignore that and say something like, come on, Jeremy, just go with it. Then there should be a slap, and then somebody should plead to God like, what has my life become? And then I think we should just wrap it up with a little crying in the bathroom.
And the principal, dog. Oh boy. There is a subplot in about 4 episodes of this cartoon where Alan Gregory really wants to shake hands with the principal. Let's say that for now. I don't really want to say the other thing for my own sake.
I'm glad I got
Wait a minute.
Let me ask you something. Is it just like a complete mess down there?
I'm gonna level with you. It's like post-Katrina.
Oh, damn it, you're perfect. Alan Gregory.
Just a good old-fashioned handshake, yep. Huh? And maybe, and I could ignore it, since, you know, it's only in 4 episodes, right? But there's 7. There's only 7 episodes total. They gave these niggas 7.5 hours, and this is how they came.
Oh my God.
In episode 1, he shits himself and gaslights the kids about it.
Oh, you're hilarious. No, that wasn't me.
It is kind of funny.
In episode 2, he lies and tells the school that him and the principal have a sex tape together and emotionally manipulates her husband into believing it.
Alan Gregory, it's not healthy to keep promoting this charade.
Yeah, I guess it was a charade to sneak over to her place the weekend her roommate husband was at a psychology convention in Santa Fe.
You could have found that out by Googling my name.
Or I could have found out by Googling your wife.
Like, dog, what is this shit? They did everything they could, bruh. This nigga AG was dead on the scene. I don't need no more Alan Gregory in my life, bruh. It wasn't that hard to get through or nothing, but this shit just made me uncomfortable. Characters you hate, some wild ass, uncomfortable ass imagery, problematic representation, like that's Jonah Hill as the Mexican kid.
Playing Kid Cudi.
It's all over the place. Strike it down if you want, but don't blame me if you don't fuck with it. The only AG I fuck with is Lil.
Oh, say less.
Please sit down. That's what they told Rosa Parks. And she sat down all right, but I won't.
Real quick, today's video is actually brought to you by the service HelloFresh. You've got New Year's goals, and HelloFresh is here to help you achieve them. Skip the grocery store and take control of your time and budget with delicious recipes delivered right to your door. With HelloFresh, eating well in the new year can be stress-free and delicioso. With over 35 weekly recipes, they have the options you're looking for to help achieve your goals. Choose calorie smart and carb smart recipes, or even customize select meals by swapping proteins or sides, upgrading your proteins, or even adding proteins to a veggie dish. We all want to save money this time of the year, but did you know that HelloFresh helps you save money all year round? In fact, HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery stores and about 25% cheaper to take out. They actually hooked the boy up so I could take it on a quick test run just to see what all the hype was about. It's honestly cool how much it came with, lots of variety, and they ask you what kind of food you want. A real benefit is that it kind of encourages experimentation, so you're not cooking or eating the same thing every night. Because honestly, if it was up to me, I'm about to get a burrito or chalupa. As you can see, here I am making the hell out of this creamy Dijon dill chicken recipe.
I love it.
And here I am making this pork chop they sent me too. Wow, man. Look at me go.
Muy bien. Muy bien.
Yummy, yummy in my tummy, my boy. Just go to HelloFresh.com and use the code ToonerificTariq21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping. Let's go to HelloFresh.com using the code ToonerificTariq21 for 21 free meals plus free shipping.
Yep, wrong show.
Right above Alan Gregory, we have Bordertown, running for a solid 13 episodes. Not to be confused with the Netflix show that came out the exact same year but ended up lasting 3 years longer. Oh nice, Comic Sans font. I'm having a great time.
Híjole, let's go!
Wow, that was cool! I'm gonna do that!
Bordertown is about Bud, some racist white nigga that works for border control. They live next to a Mexican family, and his daughter is engaged to this lame ass, pussy ass, cornbread ass nigga next door. I am not beating the demonetized allegations. They spend the whole pilot hyping this soft ass, ugly ass nigga JC up. I hate this nigga. He's soft like baby shit.
You softer than baby shit.
Nigga dressed like Fat Albert. Get this nigga off my screen before I burst into tears. This fucking all in the family ass Family Guy. You wanna see something trying to be Family Guy, nigga? Here you go. It follows all of the same design philosophies of all the Seth MacFarlane cartoons, even down to the mouth shapes. That's one of the first things that I noticed. Peter and Stan have this very specific way that they're drawn when their mouths are closed. It's hard to explain, but the daddy in this show is actually drawn the exact same way. What I mean by the All in the Family comparison though is that it kind of positions itself to be something like that. The values of this very racist and traditionally thinking man are challenged when his daughter comes home with the total opposite of what he believes. But it kind of falls off in the execution. They don't really go for that as much as they want you to believe that they do. Bud isn't even really a character, he's more like an idea. He's not well-rounded. I can't really tell you what he cares about. He's a racist border security guard, and the show's just kind of like, well, isn't he stupid for thinking this way? But like, that's it. All in the Family was complex. It had real commentary on the past and present generations. And I feel like if you're going to do this kind of show, that's the direction that you have to go. King of the Hill was good at this too.
So are you Chinese or Japanese?
Otherwise, you just have half an hour of a guy being racist and a show being racist by showing racial stereotypes and just expecting the audience to guess which side they're on. I think the show thinks it's satirical, but I also think that it puts way too much faith in the audience to just assume that this is all jokes. That's not satire, that's just literally saying a stereotype is true.
Oh, come on! The Virgin Mary is not in your tortilla! Stop doing this! It only reinforces a negative cultural stereotype.
I like Mexican food. You got a problem with that?
Ultimately, this isn't really my business. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to speak for anybody. The creator of this shit did grow up in New Mexico, so I could just be talking out my ass for all I know. For all I know, this could just kind of be like the Cleveland show. I think people think that black people hate that shit, but everybody I talk to has just kind of been like, oh yeah, they made that shit. Why? But even if it's not offensive, I definitely think it's like a missed opportunity, because all they're doing is telling a bunch of random jokes about one culture without really having much to say. So with all of this, how exactly is this better than Alan Gregory? Hey man, Listen, I wish I could come up here and tell you that this shit wasn't funny, but I can't, bruh. I wasn't with it at all at first, but these niggas started fighting back. I def laughed a few times.
Oh my god, JC! JC, are you okay? JC, talk to me! JC, wake up! I found a piano!
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Buckwald, let me give you a little tip. Oh, wait, you already have it in your pants because it's your penis.
I'll have a vodka tonic.
Sorry, we don't serve minors.
Ha! But that doesn't mean every joke's a hit, because I fucking hate this one. Holy shit. Disgusting, bro. Like, why Whitney? Cartoons do shit like this all the time. Love American Dad to death, but I almost threw up when I saw that get the crack joke. Fucking A. I'm not gonna go on the record and say that I like how this looks or anything, but some of these designs are just kind of funny. I think the two characters that I like the most are the mom and the little girl. I love this country ass little white girl, bro. This design is both hilarious and adorable. And they do this thing with background characters where some have eyes and some don't. They kind of just have like a line. Don't really feel one way or the other about that. So I don't think I could in good faith tell any of you niggas to go watch Bordertown. Kind of feel like that might be like a hate crime, low-key. But if you do, I think you'll laugh more than Alan Gregory. I def know I did.
Oh, it's a good day to be a hero. I wonder what they're saying about me in the YouTube comment section. Hey, oh.
I'll miss you, Pedro. Thanks for taking me to Mexico.
That was my house.
Oh my gosh. Oh, cool. I actually like this one. Napoleon Dynamite, based on the film Napoleon Dynamite. I had actually never seen the original movie until my friends convinced me to watch it for this video. Sorry to all of the people that this may have offended, but as a black kid growing up in the G-Unit era, I think you can see why this wasn't on my fucking radar. I'm glad I saw it though. I can see why y'all rode this dick for 20 years. This is hilarious. So, to give you a little background on the movie before I talk about the show, here's my good friend Offbeat Kiki.
What up, fellow Earthlings? I'm Offbeat Kiki, the person who made you cry in the Brace Face video and made you laugh that time we roasted Toontastic Travis for liking Scoob. Napoleon Dynamite is one of my all-time favorite movies. I do usually get some eyebrow raises when I say that, because most people remember it for a few choice phrases such as, "Hey, you fat lard, come get some dinner," and the Vote for Pedro shirts that will never die. However, I think there is a lot more to remember and appreciate about this low-budget indie classic. There are very few movies that successfully communicate the alienation and vague emptiness of middle-of-nowhere America as well as Napoleon Dynamite. It strongly reminds me of the tiny town in Indiana where my dad grew up, where I used to go in the summer to visit my grandmother. There's nothing to do in those little towns. There's maybe one grocery store and 2 restaurants. Generations of families who have stayed in one place, one modest house with steep, unforgiving stairs, and an unsettling feeling late at night when everyone else but you is asleep. And the moment that you drive outside of that town, there's just farmland surrounding you for miles. Things are typically relatively slow and quiet, and as a result, no one is ever really in a hurry. Jared Hess and his co-writer and wife, Jerusha, were from the tiny town this was filmed in, and I think they knew this about their home and were really successful in capturing it on film, in part thanks to casting their friends John Heder and Aaron Rule as Napoleon and Kip. This middle-of-nowhere town environment is torture for kids and teenagers who are constantly seeking connection, stimulation, and new experiences due to their developing brains. Napoleon exists in his own world out of necessity due to his loneliness, inventing animals and learning dance moves on his own time, making up tales about his summer plans and fake girlfriends, maligned and discarded by his peers, grandmother, and brother for being himself. But he's really a kind, unassuming, and decent guy who extends his friendship to the new kid at school and the girl who sits alone at lunch for no reason other than the fact that he can. Something I think the movie does really well is relishing in its pauses for comedic effect. There aren't many traditional jokes written for the movie outside of a few slapstick moments. Instead, the film relies on the inherent absurdity of being human around other humans in everyday situations. There are so many moments where the silence and tension between characters is hilariously unbearable, and the characterization of each of the leads embraces the weirdness, awkwardness, and lack of glamour that exists just an everyday, normal people. I basically laugh at every scene in this movie, and Tariq can attest to that because we watched it together for this video, but the funniest parts to me have always been Uncle Rico's past life football fixation and every single line delivered by Kip, one of the funniest, understated characters in cinema. I've also always loved the composition and color grading in this film because although the scenery is bleak and outdated on purpose, the movie was shot on film and basically every shot contains a gorgeous still. There are about 1,000 more things I could say about why this movie rules, but I think I'll let y'all get back to discussing cartoons, and I'll save those thoughts for an essay later on my channel. Thanks to my bestie and favorite collaborator, Terrific Tucker, for asking me to pop in. What's a Daria?
Yeah, watching the movie was pretty cool, but it did make me wonder how I'd react to this cartoon if I hadn't seen it, because a lot of my feelings on this show are based around how they compare to the film. Hey, so this is a wild complaint to have, but like, they're talking too fast?
What happened to your forehead?
Kip hucked some chicken skin at me and it gave me a buttload of zits. He's always disrespecting me because he's jealous of my sweet body.
The movie's really dry and low, really calm and quiet. That's where the humor and true beauty of it really comes from. This isn't written like that. And I guess it makes sense because of what era this is, what network this is, or whatever. But I'm also really curious what a show written like that film could be like. Like a sluggish, awkward ass, quiet ass cartoon. That's so fascinating. Y'all gonna think I'm shitposting, but the closest thing to that is probably like 12 Ounce Mouse. They kind of just talk to each other in like the calmest tone possible.
Like, whoa, look down there. Meows. Meows.
Man, if this was written like that, and it was on Fox, and it became a hit, man, I don't know. I feel like the landscape of adult animation just looks so different if that happens. Instead of sitcom, we just have this landscape of people trying to make the most awkward cartoons possible. It sounds like it kind of go hard. That's not to say what they do is bad or fucked up though. They kind of wrote it like King of the Hill instead, with a bit more slapstick.
Grandma's very sleepy. Firearms are safe with me. My foes will start respecting me.
Everybody in the world love to go clubbing. It's such an easy trap this could have fallen into too. Emperor's New School did that shit. Where like it took jokes that were really funny in the movie that weren't repeated, and then they just turn them into running gags. Like they just pop up here, there, everywhere. But they don't do that here. They kind of let the show create its own humor, which I think is an underrated thing about when movies go to series. It's arguably more important that this stands on its own as its own piece of media, right? Right? I'm asking y'all, I don't know.
You're gonna fight whether you want to or not.
Be careful, he has diarrhea.
I think it's worth it to say though that I have no emotional attachment to this movie, like at all. So I mean like that could be why I'm able to look at this as its own thing and not worry about what it does or doesn't do. And I think a fan of the film is justified if they feel as though this series sort of robbed the film of its identity and charm. But I don't know, I just think it's kind of a funny cartoon to me. I like this shit. I love how it's animated too. It's a lot more subtle than a lot of other Fox shows. So many characters kind of like rest into their poses instead of going pose to pose. There's like a bounce. But like, this isn't a bad cartoon. This isn't a bad cartoon at all. I laughed a bunch. I thought this shit was funny, or at least it could be. But I don't know, I think it's even cool that they were able to do this. The movie is built around this small town, so it kind of lends itself to an animated format if you really think about it. They got the original cast back. They kind of did everything you were supposed to do except the tone. I don't know. It alright. But it's not the movie. They kind of fumbled, but not really. They made a good show, but they just didn't make the show that they said they were going to.
What do you know? If it isn't Tinkerbell and his girlfriend, Taco Bell.
Nice.
Come on, guys! Your lady needs you!
What if we become? We can't shut the fuck up.
Right. Sit the fuck down and shut your ass the hell up. Or stylized as sit down, shut up. No, not really. Damn, y'all niggas forgot what a joke was that fast?
Come on, guys, don't let the hunger get to you. We gotta win this thing. This is the pilot.
This is cool. So I guess you could look at Sit Down, Shut Up as Fox's second attempt after Futurama to kind of do like a workplace comedy kind of thing, except it's about teachers at school, which Abbott Elementary would later go on and perfect. But I'd be lying if I said they fumbled this. I remember really liking this as a kid when it came out, and it really made me happy that I was cracking the hell up this rewatch.
You want to see this girl, you know? And, she probably wants to see you.
And I want to see you see her. But you're as defensive as one of your linemen, you man! Oh!
I love how this is drawn, designed, and animated. The colors, the live action backgrounds. This might be a little controversial, but this is one of the most appealing looking Fox cartoons to me. I think it's because of how loose these designs are. Every character kind of reminds me of a shapely sketch that you do in the margins of your composition books in class. Real drawing ass niggas, I think you know what I mean by that too. Really sets this one apart is that it's super fucking meta. Like, before that shit got dragged through the mud too. Like, look at some of this shit.
As anyone in Hollywood or Culver City or Korea or Glendale will tell you, the mark of any good production is how well it's...
But remember, the law says minimum requirements. I want you all to pass Miracle as quickly as possible. No one wants a two-parter here.
It's not easy being bisexual, is it?
I'm not gonna test well.
Editing is more than just cutting and pasting. It's knowing where to put the edited piece so as not to interrupt the flow of the story.
Huts, if you saw my Chipmunk Adventure video from last year, you know that I tried to make a video on this. I really did. But man, this shit offends everybody. The first one alone was enough to make me kill that shit. This right here is in the first fucking minute of the pilot.
Hey, Happy!
Hey, Mohammed Sabi Happy Fa'ach Nuaba. Subject, Blechem. Custodian. Catchphrase.
Fuck America.
I'm fond of America.
Like, holy shit. They got the teachers taking drugs, hanging out in students' lockers and shit.
I'm not a teacher.
Sure, the student was 24, but nah, man, I ain't fucking with none of this shit.
He's a sophomore.
Come on, he's 23 years old. Hey, I think his son goes here.
What kind of man would I be if I made an AMV to this?
Well, you'd be a
gay jokes, some casual late 2000s transphobia. Definitely not indicative of the show as a whole. They kind of slow this stuff down after the second episode, but I'd definitely be remiss if I didn't mention it. But I guess the reason why it's so high is because when it's not doing that stuff, it's honestly just really funny. It got some big laughs out of me. The characters are fun and distinct. I fucking love Kenan Thompson playing this black lady principal.
Well, why don't we start with acting Principal says no, and later in the semester, we can try to get rid of you. Move your car.
He doesn't even change his voice. I love it. I don't know, man. This is all I got. I definitely think there's a little nostalgia talking here. Maybe a lot, I don't know. Because if you would have asked me as a kid which one of these shows in this video was my favorite, it'd definitely be this one. I don't know, I think it's worth a gander if you're like a South Park Family Guy kind of person. If not, skip it, bro. These niggas don't got nothing for you over here. It's without a doubt the most raunchy show on this damn list. There is no other competition. Viewers' discretion is advised like shit.
Allow me to serve you, oh great one.
You know, I only just met her just now, but I've seen her around school a bunch. She's like definitely changed a lot in the last year, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was really into volleyball last year, but now she's...
And now she's like a total stoner. You know, it's like one beat of bread, no make them a rasta.
Man, fuck y'all. Fucking Son of Zorn, dude. Holy shit. Son of Zorn takes place in a crazy upside down world, unlike our own, mind you, where people want to fuck cartoons. It's about Zorn, a He-Man parody dude who leaves his hood mid-battle to come back to America and be with his teenage human son. He deals with really hard, everyday things like raising his son, fucking his boss, casual racism.
I don't get it. I mean, it's 2016. Are people okay with this sort of racism?
I blame the Mexicans.
Son of Zorn is definitely funny. I didn't really laugh that much while watching the first few, but the shit absolutely started fighting back. It's like a subtle funny. I could see if this ran a little longer and we had a chance to really get attached to these characters, it could be fucking hilarious. It really seems like the kind of thing that's funnier the more invested you are and familiar you are with this family and scenario. And since these are real people, it operates narratively more like a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or Family Matters rather than a Simpsons or Family Guy. I think that's part of why I like it so much. The show starts with a major status quo shift just like Fresh Prince, but also like it's really situational, but they go out of their way to show consistent character growth. In just these 13 episodes, there's growth, changes in relationships. You sincerely start to understand the emotional weight behind everything, and you can visibly see them building on it. And that is so different for a show on a block where characters are just like frozen in time, doomed to have the same kind of static character traits that just reset by next week. I feel like if they just let Son of Zorn rock, it could have been this really cool anomaly. The kid could grow up, graduate, start his own family. He's not locked into his age. It's impossible for him to be. Speaking of the titular Son of Zorn though, this poor kid is literally half cartoon. Like literally. The last reveal at the end of the pilot is that this nigga has rotoscoped cartoon legs. This is the most uncomfortable shit I've ever laid my eyes on. I mean, this bitch itching like a motherfucker. Which is wild though, because like, that's not how it works. Like, logic ain't just randomly black from the waist down. Unless. No way. Unless.
What are you, my 5-year-old brother?
Oh, that's my nigga Gibby? Is that my nigga Nicky Deuce?
They call me Nicky. Nicky Deuce.
What y'all niggas know about Nicky Deuce, man? Shit got the whole cast of The Sopranos in it. This shit is gangster.
Forget about it?
It's sort of a awkwardly staged show. I get it though, because they really got to be deliberate with the staging to make sure Zorn can fit into every environment. And to keep the show consistent, they film it that way throughout, even when he's not on screen. I'd say it's nowhere near Roger Rabbit, but it's about a grade or two above Out of Jimmy's Head. But I do think for a TV budget, this shit looks alright. You know Zorn's a cartoon, but you're supposed to. He never actually feels like he's not truly in the room or anything. Strong cast too. I love Tim Meadows as the black stepdaddy.
Villain making accusations of rape. Is that something we really need? Ow! Ah, Deb!
Son of Zorn stands out because it's the only one of these to end on a fucking cliffhanger. Can you believe that? Long story less long. Zorn is kidnapped at the end.
No, you don't understand my family. Let me go. You have to let me go. I sell soap now.
Thanks, Mom.
Damn, nigga said that's it. Zorn's dead. I recommend Son of Zorn though, y'all. I fuck with this shit heavy. I expected it to just be fine, but I ended up really loving this style, these characters, this fucked up universe with cartoon characters that aren't even really cartoons. They're just like another race. If you're looking for a good short run and don't mind that you'll never know if Zorn is alive or not, it's a pretty good time. It's great to see that it's more than just a punchline on Family Guy.
Somebody call 911. Damn it, Fox, that's not an invitation to ruin our moment to expand your media empire. Son of Zorn. Ha! Whether you like him or don't like him, there's nothing you can do about him because he's number one. Whether you like him or don't like him, there's nothing you can do about him because he's number one.
Of all the shows on this list, Bless the Hearts is definitely the sweetest, and that's why it hurts the most that it's gone. The second show on this list, produced by Phil Lord and Chris Miller, Bless the Hearts was a 2-season Fox cartoon about a working class family from North Carolina, consisting of a mother, daughter, mother's boyfriend, and grandmother. The mom, Jenny, works at a Christian-themed restaurant, The Last Supper, and Jesus pops out of the mural in the back to give her advice sometimes. I promise you'll get used to it. Fam, I fucking love Bless the Hearts. I loved it when it aired, dude. Me and Man of a Thousand Thoughts, that was our shit. What a fucking wholesome cartoon. You see at least one tweet a week of people begging adult animation to be sincere or sweet. Well, this is the show y'all been acting like don't exist. Well, Bob's Burgers is too, but for the sake of argument, let's just act like that one doesn't exist, I guess. It's so different from everything else too. Nothing about the art direction is the same. The pacing, the characters, the fucking line texture. Zoom in and look at these lines. This show is so fucking cool. I remember this feeling like a breath of fresh air, despite how many goofy ass niggas made fun of how it looked.
I don't know, Toonreek. This kind of looks like a Bitmoji.
Nigga, bit these fucking nuts in your mouth. This is why nobody take y'all seriously. Y'all say, oh, we want adult animation to look different. Then be like, oh, no, not like this. Fuck out of here, bro. Am I projecting? Nigga, who cares? I talk about cartoons for a little. I had a hard time for a second, just a brief second, figuring out which one of these will be number one, either this or Son of Zorn. I love how different Zorn is as well, how it paces itself and the situations that it puts its characters in. But then I started to think about which characters did I care about the most? What family did I genuinely want to see happy? Who did it hurt to see hurt? And Bless the Hearts won that bitch by a landslide. These characters care a lot about each other, and it just makes my heart smile. Wayne, the stepdad, gets some things wrong, but he gets more things right, and they love him for that. You think that the daughter is going to resent the stepdad, and the dynamic is them working through that throughout the series, but nah, she loves him. She literally tells him that day one. You think that the parents are gonna be a little skeptical of their daughter being an artist, maybe some get a real job vibes to play off of for comedy, but no, they believe in her more than she believes in herself sometimes. It's really sweet. They took the sweet way out instead of the comedically promising way so many times. There's a Thanksgiving episode that might be my favorite TV Thanksgiving anything I've ever seen, with the sweetest conclusion you've ever seen in your life that I just can't bring myself to spoil. I really love how Violet is written. Teenagers grow up, they grow sarcastic, they want their space, and they give her all of those traits. But I also think it's really easy to give a teenage character these traits and have it translate to them hating their parents, or at least being mean to them. But Violet very clearly loves her mom, grandma, and stepdad. She can still have fun with them, she can still laugh and cherish them. They're allowed to have that wholesome relationship. I can't sing this show's praises enough. If you watch any show from this video, please let it be Bless the Hearts, because this shit deserves the world and then some. Now, I will say, all of this applies to the first 10. This is actually the only show on this list to actually crack the code and get a second season. I remember feeling like the second season was a downgrade when this was airing. I used to talk to Man about it all the time because it felt like we were the only people watching it live. I was hoping this watch I could be pleasantly surprised, but no. No, it's still worse. Stories got sillier, characters borderline regressed. In the first episode of this season, Jenny and Betty are already kind of out of character, but there's a part where they're sliding off the roof and Wayne just fucking stands there not doing anything for a gag. Sure, they just gotta extend their legs, but I don't know, just this whole scenario isn't who you told us that these characters were last year. And I think it just kind of removes what I really love about the show. I watched it because it was sweet. It made me give a fuck instantly. Not because it was funny, that was just a plus. A lot of this kind of felt like they were keeping up with the Joneses, and man, does it hurt to see. But it's not bad TV though, it's just kind of a letdown. But I will say that this show does end on a high note. And I love the second Thanksgiving episode too. They really spun the block and actually made it work super well. Maybe I'll do a separate video on this show someday, because there really is a lot to say, and I feel like I kind of got to rush through a lot of this stuff just to fit the format of the video. But I'll just cut it here. I'm sure I'm uploading this late anyway. All right, there you go, fam. First recommendation to 2023. Go bless yourself with them hearts, gang.
We got a streak going, babies! That's enough, Randy.
Hey, bruh. This was kind of fun. I think the way the network treated these shows kind of gave a lot of people the connotation that these were just throwaways that nobody cared about while working on them, but that's so far from the case. I remember the very moment that Simpsons Family Guy crossover came out, and I remember hearing that joke about how there's normally a pile of garbage between them, and I remember feeling like that wasn't fair, but I was a kid with my own weird attachment to these shows, so it's cool to see as an adult that I still feel the exact same way. All of these shows, even the ones that I don't fuck with all that much, had something, anything that I could walk away enjoying. Whether it be some great designs, funny gags, a welcome aesthetic, or just flat out hearts. These shows were capped off at the knees before they could even think about turning into something. And as recent events will show you, that's still common practice. But at least we could appreciate what these crews were trying to do at the end. I'm feeling a strong to light 8 on this experience.
Transition. Have you given these shows a listen? Did you love them? Did you hate them? What would you rate them? You're the best. You're the best. What should I review next? Make sure you hit subscribe, hit the bell as well, and please don't cry. Tunthany Reek Tano canceled Fox cartoons forever.
I think I saw this nigga at the DMV once.
Mom, I want to thank you for always trying to give me the best, even though we can't always afford it.
Look, I'm trying to make things right with my son, and he's just not getting it.
You man! You man!
Do you think the kids at school will like me?
But because you chose to serve a cause greater than yourself, and all those neighbors you're trying so hard to impress, they owe their very safety and security to you.
So what's it gonna be, him or me? We can cruise the world with pearls, gator boots for girls. The envy of all women, crushed linen, Cartier wristwear with diamonds in them. The finest women I love with the passion. Your man's a wimp, I get that ass a good thrashing. High fashion, flying into all states. Sexing me while your man masturbates. Isn't this great? Your flight leaves at 8, her flight lands at 9. My game just rewinds. Lyrically, I'm supposed to represent. I'm not only a client, I'm the player president.